friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. Well, if you're watching me on Rumble, you may think that you're seeing the same video again, but you're not. It's the same idea, but it's an updated video. I'm using the same thumbnail. The original video never got published over to YouTube, but now I'm putting this one on YouTube. I thought it'd be a good idea though to update it a little bit first, so I decided to reshoot it because I've added some more things to this list. Now, what this is basically just a list of foods, herbs especially, that can help fight and prevent cancer. I'm not saying they are definitely a cure, but these things can be helpful when you incorporate them into your diet. And really what it boils down to, especially when it comes to foods, is you're wanting to look at anything that is rich in nutrients and high in your antioxidants, because the more nutrients, the more vitamins and minerals that you're getting in a natural form from your foods and high in antioxidants, these are what you're wanting to look at to help. So there could be plenty more things. This list is actually pretty long, but there can be plenty more good healthy foods and herbs that you can add. This is just a starting place. And one of the purposes of this is there's going to be probably quite a few you've never even heard of before. I know I hadn't when I first read some of the stuff that I had put in the original list. Depending on where you're at and how available it is to you, and if it's something that's going to be good for you, these are the different things you want to look at. And that's why I like having a good extensive list, because it doesn't mean you have to use all these things or incorporate all these things. It just means here's a starting place. Grow what you can, gather what you can, purchase what you can to add to your diet. So that's all this means, and that's why I put these kind of lists together. It doesn't mean, oh, I got to eat all of this stuff. No, it's not what it means. So let me go ahead and start off with the list of herbs. So one of the ones I added to this, and I was surprised when I looked back at that list, I'm like, why is this not in there? It should be at the top. And that is turkey tail mushroom. This is one that when you look into the science, even on the National Institutes of Health.gov and look at some of the PMC articles in there, you will find one specifically on turkey tail, and it's proof that it can help prevent and fight cancer in humans and in dogs, and I believe also in cats as well. We get some wild, but I've also, in order to add more, I've also have purchased some in a powdered form that I add to my coffee. I use the whole dried turkey tail mushroom in teas and in making my homemade tinctures. And I do both. I'll take the tincture and add the powder to my coffee. So moving on, astragalus sheep sorrel. This is a weed that grows wild. It's very tart in flavor, like any kind of sorrel is, but it's a smaller plant. And once I realized what that was, that keeps coming up in my yard and in my front garden area, I'm like, oh, I'm going to start drying and saving some of this. Bloodroot, butcher's broom, curcumin, which we know comes from turmeric, dangshan root, feverfew, echinacea, golden seal, pau d'arco, skullcap, red clover. You'll be hearing a lot of things that just naturally grow wild for most people anyway. Sutherlandia, this one's interesting because it's also known as cancer bush. Thorlwax, also known as hare's ear, wheatgrass, sweet wormwood. And now this next one, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. It's either chaparral or chaparral. But just so you know, by the way, I have this list all typed up, and you don't have to write all this stuff down. I'm going to link to that list to my Patreon, which is fully free. It's open to everyone. I don't lock anything behind a paywall, but that gives me a place where I can list all this stuff, where you can just copy and paste or print it off. So anyway, moving on. Rosemary, thyme, sage, parsley, oregano, cayenne, ginger, cinnamon, saffron, holy basil, ashwagandha. Here's another one I'm not sure how it is pronounced because it depends on what language it comes from. It could be Kaduki or Kaduchi. ginseng, dandelion root, and leaves. I added the leaves in here because initially my list just had dandelion root, but the leaves are also going to be very, very high in a lot of your important minerals. So that's what I have that greens blend. I've got dandelion leaves in because of that. Nori, nettle, and moringa. Those last three were also not in my initial list. So I'm surprised because moringa, nettle, and nori are all very high in all these great nutrients and antioxidants. Okay, so let me list off some foods now. Apples, berries, especially any that are blue or to black. So your blackberries, blueberries, the bluer the fruit is, or vegetable for that matter, the better. That means it's higher in antioxidants. Asparagus, cruciferous vegetables, so your broccoli, your cabbage, etc. Carrots, cherries, I would say especially the darker color cherries. Coffee, chocolate. So if you're getting a good organic cacao powder, you can incorporate that into all kinds of things, including that Fueled Latte that also has ashwagandha root that I've already mentioned. And I will link to that recipe down below. Flaxseed, garlic, grapefruit, grapes, legumes, squash, tomatoes, walnuts, and whole grains. So, I mean, for a lot of people that want to be afraid of grains and fruits and vegetables, I think we need to start learning that being an omnivore can be a good thing. It's just about finding how much and what is right for you specifically. Some things that I recommend highly to avoid are anything with fluoride. So that includes Teflon, your city tap water if they have fluoride in there, and anything aluminum that you're going to either apply to your skin or consume. So if you're buying baking powder, instead of making your own, make sure you're getting aluminum free. It's not the baking soda you have to worry about being aluminum free. It's the baking powder, because the aluminum it was pretty common for a long time to add aluminum to the baking powder to prevent clumping of the two main ingredients, which is baking soda and cream of tartar. One is a base, one is an acid. When they're combined together, they can clump, and adding a drying agent like aluminum was what used to be used to prevent that. But you can either buy baking powder that is using other things like different types of natural starches, or just buy the two ingredients and use them separately. Throw out all your aluminum pans, all your Teflon, get rid of all that stuff. Start cooking with stainless steel, cast iron, glass. These are my three favorite things, and sometimes stoneware for baking sheets. So at any rate, again, you can find this whole list printed out in the description box, and that link I'll be putting down there. Plus, I'll also link to my full playlist where I have other lists like this for specific things. For Lyme disease, for hair health, for skin health, for lung health, kidney health, for diabetes, for digestive health, and more. So I'll link to that full playlist. You can find it in the description box. Don't forget to click on more or show more somewhere down here below the video screen. And please include your thoughts, ideas, and comments down below, and give this video a thumbs up and a share, whatever that can help get it out there so more people can see it. And thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.